All right. Welcome to Nin Post. Last time we were on, we worked with the 14-point mindful action code as espoused by the Stephen K. Hayes. And we talked about operating safely in the world or effectively in the world. So, enthusiastic about others' fulfillment, avoiding treating other successes as a cause of my lack just because someone else, just because someone else accomplishes something doesn't mean you haven't, right? So that's important. You promote the enjoyment of life and encourage others with my smile. Avoid setting myself against the world. That's pretty important right there. Number 11, I promote the search for personal realization of truth, and I avoid the seductive comfort of narrow-mindedness. That's powerful. All right, can I move forward? There we go. Our last number, I think this is 12, 13, and 14, is all about generating accomplishment. So we've gotten out of our own way in a lot of ways when it comes to, a term that Jocko Willink calls subordinating your ego, where how you feel about a thing doesn't have to be the reason you do a thing or don't do a thing. If you don't feel good about something, or if you, what's the word? If you're offended or insulted, you know, uh, that can get in your way if you let it. So these three here are about a generating accomplishment. Some of the valuable things here is I accomplish what must be done in a timely and effective way. So the task has been set, what must be done, and then you accomplish it quickly and completely. And we'll say that. It says in a timely and effective way. So you're not rushing, because if you're rushing to get something done, you'll make mistakes. You'll get in your own way. And in that sense, let's say you sweep the dining room floor. That's your task. If you rush it, it won't be complete. The floor will not have seemed like it's been swept. So there's your litmus test. Is the task completed? Not perfectly, but completely. Is whatever it is that makes that task a requirement satisfied, and you do it timely, right? If your task is to do it in the next 15 minutes, you do it in the next 10 or 5. You do it soon, and you don't distract yourself. You focus. Focus is a superpower. Learn to use it. Second part of that is I avoid putting off doing that which would benefit me and my world today. So at the end of your day, you had a good day, you had a bad day. That's not really the important part. You can have a challenging day or an easy day, but did you accomplish things that would benefit yourself and the world? If you do things that just benefit yourself, well, there's nothing wrong with being self-centered. There is something wrong with being selfish. So you're not going to grow and get better if you don't focus on yourself. Self-care has been a key word in the last decade or so, and that's important too. But if you focus so much on self-care that you uh, leave family and friends behind, there's a part of that self-care that includes connection with others. So you can't leave them behind. That being said, did you benefit yourself and your world today? So if you benefit the world, you also benefit yourself by proxy, because you're the one doing it. We're working on to number 13 now. It says, I strive to be so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. There's not very many people in this day that can do that. And then I avoid the negative effects of worry, doubt, and regret. Time to pause for the college, y'all. I strive to be so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. And I avoid the negative effects of worry, doubt, and regret. Those three words were picked on purpose. Worry about the future, doubt about the present, and regret about the past. If you want to get technical with things, the present only exists in this moment, this moment, this moment, this one, that one, this one, this one. It only, like now, is a fleeting moment. So when it talks about doubt in the, worry about the future, anxiety about the past, or regret about the past, anxiety and worry are kind of the same, a little different, but doubt is about sometimes when you want to help someone, the best thing you can do is kind of do it ninja like. You do what they call planting seeds. So you phrase a word, a sentence, or a conversation, or guide a conversation in such a way as to get a person to think, and they don't have to think right then and there. That's an important part of it. It's in their environment because you've put it there by phrasing things in a certain way, or asking certain questions. That's one of the ones that I kind of lean towards my Socratean studies. But I like to ask questions. So someone comes to me, one of my students or whatnot, and they'll ask a question about, well, I wanted to do this, but this and this happened, and it kind of got in my way, and I got frustrated, and I just don't think I can do anything good. Sometimes in situations like that, the way I'll respond is I'll ask them a question. I'll say, that's what you got out of that? That's your takeaway? Which implies, is that your only takeaway? Is that the only lesson? Is that the only message? Are there others? And so the thought process is to keep looking. You may not have found the thing you needed. But anyway, number 13 is, I strive to be so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind, and I avoid the negative effects of worry, doubt, and regret. Important things. And this is all, what is this? Generating accomplishment. So in order to generate accomplishment, you start off with doing things in a timely and effective way, and you don't put off anything that can actually benefit your life and in the world around you. And then you're so strong. Generating accomplishment, peace of mind is important. I strive to be so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. And I avoid the negative effects of worry, doubt, and regret. To worry about the future, doubt about the present, and regret the past are things that would get in the way of your accomplishment in this world. It's a battle. It's an ongoing battle. Number 14, our last one. I work to build love, happiness, and loyalty among all the members of my family. And then I avoid putting temporary benefit ahead of the welfare of those I love. That right there can open up a can of worms. Big old set of worms. I work to build love, happiness, and loyalty among all of the members of my family. Now, more or less, blood relatives and non-blood relatives. And I'm not talking about in-laws. I'm including in-laws, but I'm not just talking about in-laws. Keyword is build. I don't know if you caught that. But a mature mind focuses on the things that build. And the second one, the corollary, is I avoid putting temporary benefit ahead of the welfare of those I love. So actually, that goes back to the other side. I avoid the negative effects of work. No, that's the one above that, actually. I avoid putting off doing that which would benefit me and my world today. That's the corollary of 12. The corollary of 14. Corollary is the second one. So there's a push and pull. The pull is the one like something to do that's pulling you forward. And the other one is a push from behind, pushing you forward. So either way, you're on the right track. All right. The corollary of 12, I avoid putting off doing that which would benefit me and my world today. Corollary of 14, I avoid putting temporary benefit ahead of the welfare of those I love. That's important. That's important. Guys, this closes up our Nin Post for the 14-point mindful action code of Stephen K. Hayes. I hope you've gotten some benefit from it. We haven't really done a whole lot. All I did is talk about it kind of really short-like. And I want to say this is it's important to have questions. Having the right answer is much less important than having the right question. Because if you have the right question, then you're going to move in the right direction in the search for that answer. I oftentimes, when talking to a prospective new student, I listen to what questions they ask. One of the things I may listen for is what's foremost on their mind. So, do you guys work with weapons? Yes. It's an easy answer. But I don't stop there. Yes, but we don't have to. This is technically a weapon martial art. The unarmed versions of our techniques are exactly that. Armed techniques without weapons. So that's an important thing to remember. So you don't have to have weapons. They're part of the program, but you do not have to participate in any part of it. And that's all right. Sit out all you want. Take notes. If you choose to sit out, take notes. And if you don't want weapons, right? You think sword work is stupid because we're in the modern day. Who's going to go out there and walk around the streets with their sword at the ready? How's that even make sense? It's kind of stupid. Our woodland warriors actually do that. We carry two-handed machetes into the woods with us because we find uses for that. We find the modern day uses, but in the city and things like that, in the places that aren't in the woods, there's no point in studying it. Now, it helps us with our taijutsu, our techniques, because this is the origin of our techniques is with weapons. And so one of the things I say is it'll help you. It'll help you with your techniques. Don't worry about it being, fighting with honor, things like that. Because that's not what today's life is about. But learning the specific cuts and how they're done is very similar to things that we do without weapons. So it's another way to train that muscle memory into us. Anyway, tangent. I don't warn about those anymore. I expect anyone that's listening to me to actually expect there to be a tangent. That's okay. All right, so we finished up the Stephen K. Hayes 14-point mindful action code. Our next thing is we're going to have a 3-part section on Koryu martial arts. So Koryu, which is the martial arts that we have, and how they're different than what you would find in, I want to say 90 to 93% of the dojos you will find in America or in the Western world even. Most of them aren't going to be Koryu martial arts. And there's a reason for that. And it's okay. We are not, the colloquial is McDojos. And that's important too. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time on Nin Post.